Hello everybody, welcome to another installment on my series of my Peppers and Tomatoes 2013. I've been getting some requests to do a update. I don't really have any new information for anybody, but what I've done this year is, for the time being, is instead of using my light box like I have in the past, I decided to use my fish tank light. And the surface of the glass on top keeps it nice and warm, plus the light is adequate enough. I don't need the box yet. I will though when I do my tomatoes, but since I only have 4 cups with 4 kinds of peppers, I decided to do it this way, save space. So here it is. I've got 2 Super Hots. This is the Congo Trinidad, and this is my Jamaican hot chocolate, doing very well. Very, very well. They've really responded well to the dark period. In other words, I turn off the lights, or they are just in the dark for 6 to 8 hours every day, and they're growing wonderfully. So that's definitely something. I used to do it for 24 hours in my light box, and they're growing better than ever. So the dark period probably has some kind of benefit. I can't 100% confirm it, but just from what I can see and how it's behaving, it sure seems that way to me. I planted these seeds in middle of January. And I did it a month early this year because last year with my Jamaican hot chocolates, it took 30 days to germinate, and it wasn't enough time. So I decided to try it a month early. They germinated in about 2 weeks, and that's that. If you've seen my other videos, I've got this separation method, and I'm coming up to that stage right now. I might do it tomorrow. I might wait another week. I'm not sure. Even if I do wait another week, I have no doubts that everything will be fine. I am fertilizing them, just like 2 drops worth of Miracle-Gro houseplant food per watering, which is about around every day or every other day. But as you can see, Jamaican hot chocolate here looking really nice. My other peppers, my chilies and my sweet giant Marconis, I started later because I've found that they germinate faster than the Super Hots, and you just don't need as much time in the house with them. So I started them in the middle of February, which I normally would have done in the past. So here's my Numex Big Jim chilies, supposed to get 12 inches long, doing good. And then giant Marconi. This one was a little more spotty. I got 2 nice ones here, I got another little one down there, and then I got a real little one down here that I was getting kind of concerned about, because the seed coat on the top there sprouted mold, and I thought that it was going to be a possibility that that little seedling was going to die from it. So just in case, I got some more giant Marconi seeds soaking. They've been there for 2 days now in just plain water. If you've seen my other videos, once I'll wait like another day or something like that, and then I'll do the paper towel method that I did in my previous video. But on the other hand here, that little thing is it's still alive, so I may not need it. All I need was 4 giant Marconis and 4 Numex Big Jims. Whatever I have for extra here, I'll probably try to give away. I got a lot of neighbors, and just for the hell of it, I'll be a good neighbor and I'll give away whatever I don't need. So that's it for that. Now for Religion Corner. This is going to be a lot shorter than what I was hoping. It's just sort of like a preview of the real video I'm going to make on why I am an atheist. And while I do that, we'll take a look at my fish tank while I'm talking. Okay, why am I an atheist? Well, first of all, I was not indoctrinated as a child in the Christian religion. My mother was not a Christian. My dad was sort of raised in a Christian house, but it was the kind of Christian where you called yourself a Christian, but you really didn't adhere. You didn't really read the Bible, and you didn't really even go to church. That kind of a Christian. On my mother's side, my grandparents immigrated to the United States and to Minnesota from Sweden. And Sweden is pretty much an atheist country. If I recall my numbers correctly, it's like 8% of the country claims to be religious, and the rest of them are, non-belief atheists, pretty much. And on my mother's side, they never went to church. My grandfather never. They never had any religion whatsoever. Never ever was any kind of religion mentioned from that side of my family. And on the other side of my family, on my father's side, my grandparents. I went to church with them a few times. Not very many, a few. I remember being bored silly from it, but their situation was that they went to church. They were Christian and they went to church. And one day, the story goes, the head pastor, priest, whatever you want to call it, I don't even know, but you get the idea, came up to them and said, "You're not tithing enough." And in case you don't know what tithing is, that's the amount of money you're supposed to give to your church every week. And usually it's 10% of your income. Now think about that. 10% of your income? That's a lot. And for what, really? So when they heard that that the church was not happy about their tithing, they left the church, and as far as I know, they never went back again. So, and then one last thing. This is just a preview, really, of what I'm going to do for my why I am an atheist video. But one last thing is that my grandpa, the one that came from Sweden, when I was young, he got me interested in science. He used to bring me bugs in jars. He had like a peanut butter jar, a jelly jar, and he'd bring me a bumblebee or a dragonfly or a butterfly or whatever. And he used to visit very often after my grandmother passed away. So when I was a young kid, between 8 and 12, he used to visit almost every other day. And in the meantime, he would bring me these bugs, and he would cut out newspaper clippings about science. And I remember specifically newspaper clippings about like the Voyagers, the space probes, the first ones that the ones that visited Jupiter and Saturn back then. And he would bring me newspaper clippings by that, and I became so interested and captivated by that I started making a scrapbook of all these clippings that he would bring me, and I still have that to this day. It's been years and years since I've scrapbooked newspaper clippings, but I still have all the ones that he gave me from back then. And that's really what triggered my interest in science. and he is responsible for the man that I am today, and in my opinion, for the most part, he's like the biggest influence for the man I am today. And so I guess for now that's it. Just a quick insight. I still am planning on making a longer video later, but that's kind of like the beginning of the story. So I guess that's it. Well, there's the peppers again. I won't start my... I'm going to start my tomatoes a little bit earlier this year. I usually used to start them the beginning of May. I'm going to go back a couple weeks, I think. Probably to mid-April I'm going to start them. Tomatoes grow a lot faster than peppers, and that's why it's more difficult to grow them in the house, because they get out of hand real fast. But I've got a couple kinds that I want to make sure I get nice and big before I put them outside. So 2 weeks earlier this year, April, middle of April. Anyway, I appreciate you taking the time. I'm sorry I don't have a whole lot of new information to give you, but like I said, I've had requests for just an update on my progress here. So that's it. Until next time, happy growing.